many years. But I never really knew what was going on with me. I felt lost a lot of the time. I felt broken. I just really never knew. I was constantly in pain and constantly had different things going on, but I had a lot of non-answers for most of my life. And and then everything kind of came to a head, and I was really struggling, but I finally got a diagnosis in July of 2021, and it was fibromyalgia. Now you can imagine that at that time I felt a sense of relief, but at the same time, because I was at the height of all of my pain and suffering, that as much as I was happy that I knew now what was causing everything, I was still struggling on the daily basis. It was at that time that my doctor had decided that I needed to go on medical leave. And it was really from that point on that my whole life was flipped upside down, and I didn't really know what to do. So, after a period of time of rest and relaxation and doing what the doctors told me to do, I started going a little bit stir crazy because I was so used to my corporate 9 to 5. I was at my last job for 14 years. I was number two in the business, so I was always busy, and I needed something, right? And so I needed a hobby. So I started creating different things because I was always a creative person. So I started with creating t-shirts and mugs and signs, and I started really just making them all for family and friends, and then that morphed into selling here and there. I put a few items in a shop here in town. I started a website. I started advertising and doing that. And then I came across painting, and even more so, I came across meditative painting. And guys, I have to tell you, it was a game changer for me, and that's truly where my journey began. It I it changed everything for me because I finally found a way to express the years of pent up and locked down emotions and pain, and I learned how to express them in ways um, that were unspoken. That's the best way I can explain it, because a lot of times in for me, I can't really put words to what I'm feeling and what is happening. So just like a lot of people, right? We have a lot going on. We're feeling overwhelmed. We are feeling anxious, but we don't have words for everything. So I found this way of being able to express myself and get to know myself on a whole different level. And it didn't take my pain away, but I was able to hone my skills in to a point that now I get into the process so much that in that moment, it's like my pain just fades away. And that is super powerful. And that's not just physical pain, that's also emotional pain, and whatever that I'm processing in that moment, it seems to just fade as I express in my, whether it's a journal, my art journal, or if it's just an art piece altogether. um, and so through that process, I've really learned to heal. And now by me learning that process, I get to now turn to you and teach you everything that I've learned, which is pretty awesome. So, welcome to Paint Your Soul. I'm gonna just go over a little bit about what art journaling is, specifically abstract art journaling. You do not have to do art journaling in an abstract form, but I'll explain why I like it in a little bit. So, an abstract journal isn't about creating a masterpiece that you need to show to the world. It's about creating a space to form a deeper connection with yourself and to express your deepest emotions in visual art. The best thing about abstract journaling, art journaling, is that there are no rules. So this allows you to break past all the need for perfection and just let yourself go. All too often, we set ourselves in these little boxes and we don't like to draw outside the lines, where this really allows you to do that. Art journaling, like I said, doesn't have to be in abstract form. You can draw if you are an artist, or in realistic form, but abstract art journaling is the most expressive form and the most expressive process, as it allows you, like I said, to break past the ideals of perfectionism, and allows you the freedom to dig deep and tap into areas of yourself that you haven't before. Now we're going to go over the supplies a little bit that you will need. I had sent you an email with a long list of things. So first, before I go over this, I want to say that you don't have to have all the things. A lot of times when we're starting something new, we get all excited and we want all the things. And absolutely you can if you want, but we don't have to. You simply can start with just paper and some colors and some pens if that's what you want. But I do recommend that you have a small variety of other things, but whatever you have around your house is good to start with. Here's what's going to happen. And this is why I say you don't need to start with all the things. As you get into your process, you are going to find certain materials that just really resonate with you, that you find that you really like working with, that you find that you can really express yourself with. And so you're going to want to use those materials more and more. And so as you go through this process, you're just going to notice that, oh, I really like using this, I really like using that. And so I would say, you can start with just a few little items, and then as you go and you go, oh, I wish I had some of this, or I wish I had some of that, go out and get those little bits and pieces going forward. You don't need to spend a whole lot of money. I don't want you breaking the bank on buying everything, but a few good supplies are really beneficial. The one thing that I do recommend, even though I said you can start with regular paper, which absolutely you can, but if you do have a heavier stock paper, it is better, and I'll explain why in just a moment. So let's just go over these supplies. So storage box is the first thing, and I'm going to explain why I really like to have a storage box. So we are We are creatures of comfort. And if you have to scramble around the house every time you want to go to your safe place and do your art journaling, you're going to be less likely to do it. You're going to want something that's easy and comfortable to do. So if you have a storage box, you can put your journal in there, you can put all the little supplies that you need, and then you can have it in a nice little place that you just keep all the time. And so when the time comes when you feel like you need to journal, you can just simply grab the box off the shelf or what have you, and go to your safe place and do a session. Like I said, we're creatures of comfort. So you're basically, you are creating a space for yourself that is easy to do, which is going to enable you to practice more. On top of that, it's also really good for traveling purposes. So if you are going somewhere, whether you're going camping or traveling somewhere on a plane or what have you, you can always take it with you. You don't have to, worry about things spilling or anything like that. You have it in a nice little storage box and you can take it along with you. You don't have to worry about not having that resource with you just in case you need it while you're traveling. So like I said about the paper, here I have a recommendation of the Cranston extra large mixed media notebook. So it's a pretty big book and I really like the bigger books, and here's why. When you are expressing, you want to be able to express all over the page, and you want to be able to open the book like you see behind me, and you want to be able to create on both sides of the page if you want. I really like the coil, so you can open it nice and flat. Sometimes people like to write on one side and paint or color on the other side. Some people like to do it on both sides. It's really up to you. But with having the thicker paper, it enables you to do more and without the paper getting super warped and crinkly. If you use the regular paper, you can still definitely do all of the things. You just have to be prepared that the paper is going to warp more. So it won't hold up as well as the heavier duty mixed media paper. Then next I have different types of paint. Most common is acrylic and or watercolor. You totally do not need to go out and buy any fancy paints, no professional or anything like that. You can simply use cheap dollar store craft paints or just kids paints. That's totally okay. Like I said, we're not creating masterpieces for the world. We're creating expressions for ourselves. Then you're going to need, of course, paint brushes, foam brushes, sponges, Q-tips, palette knives, anything that you feel you're going to want and able to make those expressions, marks, brush marks, different pictures, what have you, symbols, words on your page. All sorts of markers, pens, pencil crayons, inks, spray inks, crayons. A lot of people like to use torn paper. They like aged paper, magazines, newspaper, scrapbooking material, tape for putting stuff in, heavy glue stick. So what I mean by that is not the kids glue stick. And the reason being is because kids glue stick over time gets less sticky, and you want your art books to be able to last the tail of time. So you want it to stay. So that's why I recommend that. You can also use spray glue depending on what you are doing, but it can get a little messy. So it just kind of depends on what your space is like and what you're doing. Next is texture. Some people really like to put textures in their book, especially when they're dealing with a lot of hard or negative past trauma emotions that they're trying to express. And so that can be in the form of art gels, pastes, molds, string, yarn. Sometimes people use like metal mesh or yarn mesh, and they just kind of glue it in and paint over it. You can use a arrangement of stickers or stamps or anything like that that you want. The possibilities really are endless. And remember, there are no rules. So you can do whatever you like. But again, I'm going to reiterate that you don't need all the things. This is a great list of different ideas, but you can simply start with just some colors and just a couple colors and a page. Like, you really can keep it simple if that's what you want. You don't have to overcomplicate things. And then as you progress with your art journaling, you will just intuitively figure out the different things that you want. In this class and the next couple classes, we're really just touching the very, very, very basics of art journaling. So this process gets way further and way deeper than we will be able to go. But I hope you like what you're going to learn today. Okay, so a little bit that we will cover is using your intuition, picking your colors, music, chakras, mantras, word explosion, point form words, words in a shape, same word repeated, explore deep feelings, setting the mood with candles, blankets, pillows, and water, and setting intentions for your session. Now, how to really set your stage. So one of the biggest things is setting your stage, really. You want to make a playlist of calming music, relaxing music. It really does depend on what your intention for that art journaling session is. Sometimes we go into an art journaling session and we want it to be super joyful and enthusiastic. And so we want our music to represent that. So we're going to have a playlist that is more joyful and upbeat, right? So we can set that mood for the room, for ourselves. But a lot of times we also want it to calm us because we are trying to deal with a lot of deep-rooted emotions or feelings. Sometimes we're dealing with past traumas, and we just really need something that helps keep us balanced. So I'd recommend going on, like Spotify or Amazon Music, YouTube even, and just finding a free playlist. There's a lot of meditation playlists out there that are solely just music that you can listen to. There's ones that are energizing, there's ones that are relaxing, and just putting that on the in the background, would be really nice to journal with. Having just a quiet room behind you is like almost deafening, right? It's like, then it's almost hard to think when you can't hear anything else. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like you feel pressure to have thoughts when there's nothing else going on. So it just helps relax the mind, the soul, and get you connected with yourself a little bit better. Secondly, you are going to want an actual meditation. So that can look like, if you're more advanced, an actual meditation that you do yourself, or you can get a guided one, which is what I really recommend for people that are new to it. Everyone can meditate. Meditation is not what a lot of people think, which is sitting still and not thinking of anything else but nothing. Really, meditation is really connecting to yourself, and that's simply it. You can sit in any position that you want. You can lie down, you can sit up, you can stand. People sometimes stand when they meditate. Really, it can be any position that you feel comfortable in. Some people even meditate as they walk. Obviously, in this situation, you're not going to walk and art journal at the same time, but I'm just giving you ideas how there's different ways to meditating. It's not just what the traditional sense is. So again, I would recommend the guided for beginners. You can find many different guided free meditations on YouTube. I would recommend using a body scan meditation for your art journaling. It really allows you to connect with yourself and your body and gets you listening to every part of you. And it is something that we don't normally do on the day-to-day. So it allows you to form that connection, that deeper connection I was talking about, that we don't already have. Then you want to make sure that you have your supplies really close to where you are sitting, and you don't want to have your supplies kind of all over the place, because you don't want to have to walk across the room for something. You want to have it all within arm's reach, so then you are comfortable and you're just grabbing as you see fit. You want the place to be quiet. You want to have a glass of water or tea, whatever you want to have as your drink. You want to put your phone on mute or not in the room. You want to grab a pillow or a blanket, anything really that makes you comfortable. You might get cold when you're meditating, so you might want that blanket to cover you up. You will want a chakra chart. I always want to say cart. Chakra chart. That way, when you are meditating or saying affirmations, connecting to yourself, when you come out of it and go to express yourself, you can refer to the chart, and any colors that came up for you or anything like that, you can refer to the chart and see if there's any deeper meaning that really resonates with you from the chart. A lot of times that will help put two and two together, and it can really put deeper meaning into your art journaling. There will be an intention and affirmation idea sheet that I will be giving you guys, and you can bring that out, or you can simply make up your own. On the day-to-day, you might have something that you need to deal with, and so maybe that's what your intention for that day is, or you have something from your past that you really just want to let go of. Well, then maybe that's what you need your intention to be for that day. So this is the absolute must-have. Your space needs to feel safe and comfortable. I pause on that because it's super important that your space feels safe and comfortable. And here's why. If your space doesn't feel safe and comfortable, you're not going to be able to let go. You're not going to be able to allow yourself to get into your body, feel what you need to feel, do what you need to do, let go the way you need to let go, because there's going to be a part of you that's still on guard. So in whatever space that you create, it needs to be a space that you totally feel like is completely void of distractions for the entire time that you're in there. It's completely quiet other than the music or whatever you have in there that you have put in there, and that you just feel completely safe and comfortable. You've brought in everything that makes you feel right. So I just want to make sure that that is a point that you write down, and make sure that you really understand that this space needs to be kind of sacred, and that it needs to be a space that you really feel safe in. If you have the space in your home, maybe you can make a space that always stays a certain way, and you can always go to this space to do it. And so you know that once you close that door, everything is the way it is, and you are safe in that space. If your home doesn't allow for that, then you need to find out another route that, when you have time, you're able to make one of the spaces in your home like that. Okay, awesome. So that kind of covers the little bit of the basics of what abstract art journaling is. So right here, I just have the chakras and some affirmations that go with them. So the first chakra is the crown chakra, and its affirmation is, I am at peace. My life moves with grace. I trust my intuition. And then there's the throat chakra. I live in an authentic life. I communicate my feelings with ease. And the sacral chakra. I have healthy boundaries. I value and respect my body. My sexuality is sacred. Third eye, I nurture my spirit. My life moves effortlessly. I am the source of my truth. The solar plex, I appreciate my strengths. I stand up for myself. I am authentic. The heart, I am open to love. I nurture my inner child. I accept things as they are. And the root chakra, I am open to the possibilities. I trust myself. And with that, we're going to get started on your art journaling. So I'm just going to get set up here, and I'm going to share my screen with you and get some music going. And as I'm doing that, I want you guys to get all of your supplies ready and sorted out in front of you, and make sure that you have it all within arm's reach, and that you are in a nice comfortable position. Be seated in cross-legged position or laying down. Pillow under your head. You might want to put it under the back of your sit bones. Prop you up a little bit, make it more comfortable. Whatever you need, just get into a very comfortable position. Okay. Get started. I want you to take 3 deep breaths, and when you take your deep breaths, I want you to feel like you are filling up your body with air from the very tips of your toes to the very top of your head. And exhale. I want it to be like emptying your body from the very top of your head all the way down to the tip of your toe. 2 more times. Okay. Now I want you to repeat this phrase either inside your head or out loud, whatever feels right for you. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Keep repeating it. I want you to observe what's going on in your mind's eye as you repeat this affirmation. What colors do you see? What symbols do you see? Do you see a picture or a movie? You see a movie. What is in there? Can you zoom in a little bit? Can you make it a little clearer? How does that movie make you feel? Are the colors that you're seeing, do they move? If they move, in which way do they move? Are they a pattern? Are they solid? Or one color? Is there multicolors? Are there any symbols? Shapes? How do these things make you feel? How do the words I and myself now open your eyes. Go to your journal. Express whatever you feel you need to express. Continue saying 5 minutes. I'll return when you have 1 minute left. Okay, you have 1 minute left. Start finishing up your expression and come back to me. Make sure you're still relaxed. Breathing and slow. Remember, we want to keep this deep connection to ourselves with the whole process. Okay, we're going to have 3 big cleansing breaths. This time, when you're filling up your belly with air, I want you to make sure you fully extend it. And at the top of your breath, I want you to hold it for just a moment. And then on your exhale at the very bottom, and hold it for just a moment more. I want you to say to yourself, I deserve the best. I deserve the best. I deserve the best. What do you see in your mind's eye when you repeat those words? Colors do you see? Symbols or pictures? Do you see a movie? Do the colors move in and out and down? Do they wave like the ocean? Do they vibrate? Do you see speckles? Do you see shapes? Do you see symbols? Do you see pictures? What do you feel? Feel it in a part of your body? Do where? Open up your eyes. Go to your page. And express. If you need to, close your eyes at any time. And repeat the mantra, I deserve the best. I'll be back in 4 minutes when you have 1 minute left. Okay, about 1 minute left. I want you to slowly finish up. Take some deep breaths and come back to me. Find a comfy seated position. Close your eyes. Take 3 cleansing breaths. And this time, I want you to count to 3 as you're breathing in, and 3 as you're breathing out. Do that 3 times. Repeat after me. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. What colors, symbols, or pictures do you see in your mind's eye? Do they speak to you? Do you feel them somewhere in your body? They make you uncomfortable, they make you happy. Do you see color, symbols, pictures, movie? Make you feel happy or sad? I love myself. Open your eyes. Go to your page. Remember, this doesn't have to resemble anything. This just has to be an expression of the emotion that you're feeling and reciting the affirmation. I love myself. You have 5 minutes. Back when you have 1 minute remaining. Okay. Finish up your expression. Done with the journal for today. You guys did a very, very good job. I think you felt in a way you haven't before. Come back to me now. Get a nice, comfortable position. Close your eyes. We're going to finish this session with the cleanse meditation. First off, I want you to take 3 deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. One more. Now in your mind's eye, I want you to picture a room. In this room, there's a whole bunch of windows. And on these windows, there's some really just fine lace drape. I want you to go over to the windows. Quite a few of them. I want you to open each one of them, one by one. And as you open each window, I want you to picture any of those unwanted feelings, desires, emotions, anything that may have come up for you today. I just want you to picture them filling up that room as you're opening those windows. Sitting in that room with you. What's happening as you're opening all those windows is a light breeze starts rushing. And you think to yourself, that's nice. But you want all of these feelings, thoughts, memories, pictures, to everything that's sitting with you in this room. You've decided that you're done with them. That simple breeze, that's not going to cut it. It's not going to brush them away. In your mind's eye, I want you to picture that wind heavier, heavier, and heavier, and heavier. So all of a sudden, it's like there's a tornado and the drapes are flying around, and all the emotions are flying around. It's like they're swirling and swirling and swirling and swirling around and around and around and around. And you decide that you are done. All of a sudden, a vacuum hits and it sucks everything out of the windows, and the windows slam shut. Just back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's class. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining. It was a pleasure to teach you today, and I cannot wait until I see you guys tomorrow. So have a great evening. I do invite you, if you feel like you still want to finish your art journal, if you feel like you have anything left to do, please do so. Otherwise, we will meet again tomorrow. Have a great evening. Good night, everyone.